Good to go. Think we live? T, how we going? How's it going, Insane Gamers? As always, it's your boy Yo Soy AC Weezy with me in the back.
Your man, goddamn T Hizzle Hazy.
Yes, sir. How's it hanging, brother?
To the left, slightly.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'd like to say the same, but then I'd be copying you. So, but nah, feels good. Back in studio after our trip last week. We filmed at the remote location of Key West, Florida. Which, I mean, if you haven't watched that video, you definitely gotta check it out. It's up on YouTube now. We got the edited version with a nice little clip of myself added in there. Kind of fraternizing.
Nice little clip on
Duval Street, kind of fraternizing with the locals a little bit, chopping it up. You know, just living that Key West lifestyle, that island life. But it was a great time, honestly.
Yeah, great time. Kind of wish I was back there. You know, reality hits when you come back from vacation. You're just like, God damn, I hate this.
I mean, yeah, you're just sitting on that flight home, you know, trying to get some sleep, but you can't really because your head's just banging off the window. Or even if you got an aisle seat, that's even worse. You know.
Did you have the aisle seat coming back?
I think, yeah, because I had a layover, so I think one flight I did have the aisle seat. I may or may not have leaned my shoulder on a stranger for a second and kind of dozed off, so.
I was too busy looking at this sexy hostess that we had. What do you call those?
Stewardess.
Like a flight stewardess. Her name was Jamie or something like that. She was fine. But yeah, I had a great flight back. Only an hour from Key West to Tampa. It was a nice little flight, nice little honey to look at. And then I got home and fun story.
What happened? I was gonna say
before we get into it. My bag got left in Key West because it got stuck in the jam in the airport. So my bag was in Key West while I was in Tampa. I came back at 11 o'clock after my plane landed at 4 to pick it up. And the funny thing is that he said, oh, it's coming from Miami because it went from Key West to Miami to Tampa. And he's like, oh, typically Miami forgets to send stuff. I'm like, bro, if they forget to send my bag from Miami to Tampa, I'm going to be pissed because I just came here for a second time. But I got my bag, secured the bag. It was all good, but, you know, well, my bag wanted to stay in Key West.
You had a little trouble on departure, too. Didn't they try to double charge you for that baggage fee?
Oh, yeah, the lady first tried to double charge me for the bag after I paid for it pre check-in. So I paid for that, and then she was like, "Oh, you better hurry because my flight got delayed." So I showed up a little bit later than what the normal time was. She's like, "Oh, you better hurry. Your plane just landed in." I'm like, "What? My plane got delayed." So I'm running through like security, getting through everything, and I get there, and my plane literally just landed when I got there, meaning that I had to wait for them to fuel it up, do all the other stuff, check it. Mm-hmm. So really, I was sitting there for like 35 minutes plus, like being like, why did I just rush? Thanks, lady. And that was probably the same lady who got my suitcase jammed in Key West. So shout out that lady. You did a good job.
She probably did it on purpose, just in spite of you. Just was like, oh, this guy was giving me a little lip. I'm going to send his luggage off to Miami.
Yeah, she was like, oh, you did pay for it. That might be my mistake. I was like, yeah, I did pay for it.
Yeah.
Check again.
You double check that. Yeah. Well, it wasn't too bad. I mean, we were whipping around in that orange Audi. The old creamsicle joint, if you will. Aha ha. Got a little sun, not too much. I mean,
I got a lot of sun. I got a lot tanner than I was. Super happy with that. You know, the last 2 days were a little bit colder, but you know, we deal with that.
I mean, you had an extra beach day compared to me because I was a little tired on the one day you guys went. Maybe might have overindulged in some adult beverages after the Packer loss. Wasn't feeling up to par the next day, so I was just kind of chilling at the Airbnb. But oh well, overall, great trip.
Great times, great friends, great trip.
Great memories.
Great memories. Oh, that was a good one. Damn, I'm about to cry.
Jeez, not yet.
We haven't even gotten to the hard part. I'm about to cry.
Are we jumping straight into it?
Just do it.
I mean, I think, obviously I'll let you kick it off. It's on everybody's minds.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Black Mamba, KB, Kobe. R.I.P. to him and his daughter and, the other 7 people that were on that helicopter. Truly a legend, not only of basketball, just of sports in general. He landscaped across international to national sports. I was telling people this, this whole entire time. It's crazy when someone of that stature is, how big of a person or how big of a legend they are. When you got people from Cristiano Ronaldo to, Michael Jordan to all these just people across the world, saying something about how great of a person he was, what he did for the sport of basketball, what he did for sports in general.
Yeah.
It's truly one of the biggest tragedies in sports history. I don't think there is a bigger one. It's sad the way it happened, but Kobe was truly one of the greatest athletes of all time. One of them for sure, and just one of the greatest people of all time. I think all the stories that people tell, they typically say just only good things, regardless of what happened in the past. Allegedly or non allegedly, but KD was one of the best. And one of my favorite stories is of Kobe Bryant. 2010, I was lucky enough to go to the NBA Finals when the Lakers faced the Celtics in Boston. And I got to see Kobe play. And the one thing that I will always remember as I'm repping my Kobe jersey with my Yankee hat, besides my dad telling me that I'm probably going to get my ass kicked in Boston, was that in warm-ups I was watching Kobe warm up, and the guy literally missed 0 shots the whole entire warm-up from start to finish throughout his whole entire warm-up. Laser focus. He played pretty well in the actual game. I think he scored a little over above 20, but I just remember him not missing a single shot. And I'm just very thankful that I was able to see him play because he is one of the best legends of the game. And as a basketball fan growing up, my dad being a Lakers fan, I grew up watching Kobe a lot, especially watching him sweep the Nets in 2000. I think it was 2001 or 2002. No, 2001. My favorite team. So, I've always loved Kobe. I've always said he was better than LeBron. I even said, MJ versus LeBron or MJ versus Kobe. So I've always had love for Kobe. It's truly sad. A tragedy as a whole. It's sad that it happened the way it happened, but it's really heartwarming to see all the touching tributes that people are giving him. Deservedly so. One of Yeah, I mean, I already talked about my favorite memory, and everything about Kobe. So, I'm gonna kick it to you, AC.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you started off saying, he was more of a global icon. I always thought it was funny. I remember hearing stories about all of his Chinese fans, and there was the debate for a little while he was still in the league, whether it was like him versus LeBron as the best player, and LeBron wasn't even an afterthought in China because they just viewed winners, champions. And Kobe
Right.
always had that the more rings over him. But yeah, no, just to add on to what you said, obviously Kobe Bryant, incredible basketball player. He's a consummate pro. He was idolized by a multitude of people, including myself, but not just kids growing up. Obviously, a lot of players in the league. Guy from our generation who we got to. Luckily enough, watch his career blossom and rule the league for a little bit. And then from a teammate and a coach's standpoint, he was just one of those guys, just super dedicated to his craft. You hear stories about waking up at 4 a.m. To get some shots up, to lift, do whatever it takes, and then also on top of that, being from a historic franchise that's the LA Lakers, he's got to be talked about as one of the greatest players coming from that organization. Also from the NBA as a whole, he's up there, one of those top guys. And then also off the court, obviously I didn't know him personally, but just from afar, he seemed like an exemplary father. He was very interested and involved in his daughter's lives, obviously until his last moments, as it came out that they were on the helicopter on the way to Gigi's basketball game, I think it was. And just with that stuff being said, being someone who's a little bit more in touch with my emotions, I don't deal with death well, stuff like this just kind of hits home. So if I can implore anything in you guys, I would just say take a moment, thank all your loved ones, your friends and family, people that are very close to you. Let them know how much they mean to you. As we all know, you only get one life. Life isn't promised, but death is. You never know when your time is going to be. If there's someone maybe a little bit hesitant on reaching out to, if you miss them or something like that, do it. If you're in an argument with someone, swallow your pride a little bit, put the facade to the side, because you can't go through life with that kind of negative energy. You just got to try to wake up every day and exert exuberance and benevolence, because at the end of the day, that's all it comes down to, is if you're happy with your life, you're content, you're truly living your best life. And, with all that being said, I'm going to ask T, the people in the store as well as the viewers, if we can do a little 8-second moment of silence to honor Kobe, number 8, and the other 8 victims of that plane or helicopter crash, excuse me. Love life. All right.
One thing, one thing I wanted to say also before we switch subjects is, I want to say the 2 things. The saddest thing obviously is Gigi. I think, Gianna not being able to live, her up to her full potential. She was probably gonna. I told you this. I think she was probably gonna be one of the best WNBA stars, in the upcoming future. She had a promising future. She was probably going to go to UConn, like they were saying.
Yeah.
She had one of the best players ever in NBA history teaching her, and she was dedicated to the sport just as much as her father was. And it's very sad to see something like that happen to someone who had such great potential. And the second thing is this is also one of the saddest things for Kobe, is that he just got announced that he was going to go into the Hall of Fame this year, and now he's not going to be able to see his name go into Springfield, Mass. And I think that's very sad. He's not going to be able to share that moment with all the people that he had played with, and give a speech on his career. Deservedly having one of the best careers in NBA history. So I think those are the 2 things. And also his wife Vanessa. That's going to be tough. 3.
Yeah.
Losing your husband, losing your daughter, so shouts out go to them, put them in my well wishes, sending over positive thoughts. It's just, it's crazy. When I read the news and I got all the texts saying, you think it's not real, it's, this guy is like he's like God, he's like so much bigger than sports, and, it's sad that it happened.
He was an icon.
Yeah.
At least for the past decade, for sports, he was all over on commercials, numerous amounts of ads. But yeah, just to build off what you said, I've lost loved ones before. Everyone says like time heals all. It doesn't really heal all. It helps the process. It's not as fresh, but you always have that everlasting memory for them. And yeah, just again, as far as, like you said, Gigi goes, she kind of looked like his little twin. She had all the same genes. They got that side-by-side video of her doing the Kobe fadeaway. And, it's always tough thinking what if. And, a very, very sad situation.
Yeah.
And then, for the Hall of Fame thing, you're hearing Shaq say, tearing up a little bit on TV, saying, "Oh, we're not going to get to joke around about this and that." And just seeing the reactions from people that are close to him, and people that really knew him, and all the stuff around the league. Mavericks retiring number 24, Spencer Dinwiddie changing his number, and then Quinn Cook
changed it to 26. Yep.
Changed it to 26, and then Quinn Cook's changing it to 28 for the 2 for Gigi, the 8 for Kobe. It's just incredible respect thing. And a lot of people are saying like the brotherhood in the NBA just is unparalleled to any other kind of brotherhood throughout national sports.
Which I agree. I mean, you look at the Donald Sterling thing. All the back in the day that when that happened, everybody gathered together, and now you got something like this, and everybody from legends of the game to retired players to future players of the NBA to current players of the NBA, they're all gathering together and shedding light on it, and coming together and maybe realizing a little bit too, because Shaq said it the best. I thought he was like, I need to change myself as a whole. I need to talk to you guys more. I need to reach out to people more, because the last time he had talked to Kobe was when it was Kobe's last game against the Utah Jazz, and he joked with him saying, "Get 50 for me tonight," and Kobe got him 60.
Yeah.
So it's sad, and it hurts a lot as a fan of the NBA and someone who idolized Kobe growing up. everybody shooting the paper basket saying Kobe.
Yeah.
I'll never stop doing that. And every time, first time I did it, recently I was like, God damn, that hurts.
Right. Yeah, it feels a little weird doing it right now, but I think over time, it'll definitely be in his honor. Like you said, that's something we all grew up doing. You saw everybody, the fans outside Staples Center. They had an actual trash can and they're just shooting up crumpled pieces of paper in there. So that's something that'll be a part of his legacy. Going forward?
What was one of your favorite Kobe moments? Because you didn't mention it. Do you have one?
One of my favorite Kobe moments. I mean, just there's so many, man. I mean, he was more so like, that's kind of like the same type of scenario where I have a bunch of favorite artists, but some of them I don't have like a favorite song for. You know what I mean? Like, there's just too many to choose from. I just overall their catalog of work. I mean, I'd say it's tough to beat that 81-point game. Obviously the second most scored in NBA history. But if you really look back on it, Wilt, who's got the 100-point game, he was kind of playing with a loaded deck back then. The talent wasn't as good. He was just a man amongst boys at that time. But for Kobe to come into the league when it was, how competitive it was, just scoring 81 points in a single game, that's incredible. I don't think that'll ever be topped.
No, I don't either. Also, two of my favorite moments around the league this past week was when the Toronto Raptors highlighted 81 on the scoreboard when the teams hit it. I thought that was really cool since it happened against the Toronto Raptors. And then the second one was when the Timberwolves put the ball on the free throw line during the violation. I think it was 8-second violation because that was where Kobe had passed Michael Jordan in points in Minnesota. So I thought those two were really, really cool moments around the league. I mean, also last night with the 76ers, ringing the bell. That was Philly's hometown, or Kobe's hometown of Philly. Yeah. I thought those were a lot of cool moments around the league and very touching. It's good to see.
Just great gestures by them, and also just like a bunch of weird stuff going on. Like, what was it? Trae Young and Devin Booker faced off. They each had 24 shots.
Weird.
Their point totals added up to 81, and then I think Devin Booker just passed Kobe as like the youngest guard to score 7,000 points.
No, he was one of the youngest players to score 7,000. I think he was the fourth. He was the fourth youngest or something like that with Kobe. Kobe was one of those. I
think they said that he passed Kobe as being the youngest guard.
Oh. So, well, yeah, I must have read it wrong. I know it was 7,000 or something like that. So.
Yeah, but just, I don't know, kind of crazy stuff going on. I guess that's...
Yeah, I mean, and I was telling you this, it is so coincidental, like the day before you have LeBron James pass, because we didn't get to talk about this, we have LeBron James passing Kobe Bryant in all-time points. Kobe Bryant reaching out to LeBron James on Twitter saying, keep this train moving, you're the future, you're the league, you're everything, just the ultimate gesture by Kobe. And then it was against Philadelphia, where Kobe's from. Yeah. And that happens. It was just crazy how it happened. So.
Yeah. Just a bunch of ironic stuff. I agree with you on that. But it's one of those things where it's kind of fresh on your mind. So you're kind of nitpicking and you're finding all these similarities and coincidences. So, but yeah, no, nonetheless, rest in peace to Kobe, Gigi, all the others, and his legacy lives on. And if you want to keep that Mamba mentality, you just got to keep persevering. You got to keep pushing through, and like I said earlier, just try to live your life to the fullest, because you never know. So, but yeah.
Onto a lighter subject a little bit.
Yeah, kind of lighten the mood a little bit. It was getting a little somber in here, I think.
Yeah, about to start crying, about to pull out the tissues.
Yeah.
All right, so this Sunday, obviously, we got the Super Bowl coming up. Super Bowl Live, as I like to say, LIV. Super Bowl 54.
Is that
49ers
at LIV?
What's that?
That's so crazy. Yeah, it's in Miami too, like Club Live.
Oh shit, I didn't think about that. So yeah, Super Bowl's in Miami.
Another ironic.
Super Bowl 54. 49ers at Chiefs. Couldn't beat Packers at Chiefs. Sorry, AC Weezy, but the Illuminati thing was not a real thing, I guess.
They heard me. They couldn't let it come true. They couldn't let it come to fruition because I was too good, I was too right, I was too accurate. They were like, damn, we got to change it up. Tell the refs right now, get them on the pager. They had to switch it up.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think it's still going to be a good game regardless. I mean, like I told you before, as long as the Titans didn't get into the Super Bowl, I thought either team that won the NFC was going to be a good game against the Chiefs. Do you want to start, or you want me to start with you? Or you want me to start?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I have...
All right.
What's
you
that?
have a what?
No, I have a clear choice in this game, but if you want to elaborate or you want to close it off...
All right, yeah. Let's start with you. So, who you got and why?
I mean, it's going to be easy. It's going to be the Chiefs. I mean, they're my pick for the AFC even before the playoffs started. You know, I've been preaching, teams that come in hot, they're riding a little win streak. Mahomes playing well, Tyreek Hill, and, Travis Kelce, obviously. But that defense is looking strong, man. They have Matthew in the back there. I didn't even know for a while they had Terrell Suggs, an older guy. He's probably only coming in on passing situations, but he's still got a motor on him. Still motivated to try to get a championship. And even, I don't know if you saw the reports around the league. I think it was like a Bleacher Report thing. And a lot of, NFL executives are saying this game's not even going to be close. The Chiefs are going to mop the floor with them. Just going back, as you said last week, I got a couple formulas. But I do want to point out, so, I have two formulas, right? The one formula is to, predict the outcome of the game, and the other formula is whoever executes this is going to win the game, right? So, for my predictions...
AC the chemist.
I'm cooking up in the lab over here. Shout out James Harden. Ahaha. But with that being said, my one formula for how I like to make my picks, I look at experience and I look at the it factor. Chiefs, they've been here before. Not in the Super Bowl per se, but they have a little bit more playoff experience. They got Mahomes as the it factor. And I just feel like he outweighs the 49ers formula. They definitely don't have as much playoff experience. And, hat off to Nick Bosa, right? Joey's on the Chargers. Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
He's been a menace all year. Great player, especially for a rookie, who I would peg him as their it factor on the 49ers. But like I said, experience favors the Chiefs a little more. And then to go into my other formula, whoever wins the turnover battle and whoever wins the time of possession will win this game. I just think the Chiefs, they have a little bit more dynamic. I think they'll hold the ball a little bit more, and their defense is going to be just good enough to kind of, hopefully they don't do what the Packers did and let them score, and then they can just run the ball for the rest of the game. They definitely got to get Garoppolo a little bit more involved. Kind of put it on his arm to win the game, and if that's the case, I don't think he has enough in this situation. So yeah, my pick is going to be Chiefs. But to point out, I'm boycotting the Super Bowl. I will not be watching it. I'm going to be at home in my bed.
I'm pretty sure you said that seconds after the Packers lost.
Yeah, I declared it then. I'm staying true to my word. I'm going to have someone bring me over some buffalo chicken dip, order a pizza, and just watch some sad movies and cry a little bit because the Packers aren't there. But that's my pick.
That's beautiful. That was beautiful. Are you gonna watch Notebook? What's your choice of sad movies to watch? Titanic.
I still got to get my football fix, so I might have to do a little Remember the Titans action or something along the lines of that.
Yeah, I get that. Ahaha, because remember the Titans were in the playoffs.
Facts.
Big facts only. All right, so my pick, I'm gonna go against AC Weezy on this one.
Shocker.
I'm gonna pick the 49. Shocker. I'm going to pick the 49ers to win this, and here's why. I was thinking long and hard about this one because I really, really, really want to see the Chiefs win. Not only because they play in the same division as the Raiders and because, they're an AFC team, and I like watching Patrick Mahomes. I love a lot of the players on the team. I think a lot of it boils down to their coaching, Andy Reid, and their defense, First, with Andy Reid, I don't think he's a coach that can close out, win big games. He hasn't in the past. Maybe he proves me wrong, but, as of the past few years, he's lost a lot of close games and very important games because of stupid play calls, stupid calls in general. I think that's going to be a hindrance on the Chiefs a little bit, and I don't trust the Chiefs defense at all. You say they have a lot of good pieces, they do, but they don't have as many strong pieces as the 49ers. I think the 49ers have. If this was a teeter-totter, I mean, the 49ers would be right down here, completely putting the Chiefs up in the air. I mean, their defense is so much better than the Chiefs. And I think that's what's going to be the biggest factor of the game. And I've been saying that throughout the whole entire playoffs. Defense wins championships. Granted, I think a lot of what's going to happen in the offense for the 49ers is they're going to do the opposite of what they did against the Packers. They're going to pass the ball a lot. I can see them picking apart the Chiefs' defense. I don't think, the run game for the 49ers is going to be as dominant as it was against the Packers, because I think the Chiefs are going to be expecting that. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. I honestly think it's going to be a shootout. I think the 49ers defense is what's going to close out the game for the Chiefs, or for the 49ers, though. They're going to get to Mahomes. They're going to pressure Kelsey. They're going to pressure Hill as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be I said this last year against the Rams versus Patriots, but I think it's going to be one of the best Super Bowls we see in recent times. So I'm very excited for it. I'm going with the 49ers, though.
I mean, other than, the Packers, who kind of flopped in that game, the last time 49ers played a really good offense, it was against the Saints, and they gave up, 40-plus points. Do you think they can match that? I mean, they ended up winning that game, but do you think they can put up 40 points against the Chiefs' defense?
I think the Saints' defense is better than.
Enough.
I think the Saints' defense is better than the Chiefs' defense. So I think it's very possible. That actually goes to prove what I'm saying, though. I mean, the 49ers, they can put up points. This is no joke of a team. They're at where they're at for a reason. Mm-hmm. I honestly think the 49ers' hill was a lot harder to climb than the Chiefs. The Chiefs didn't have to face the Ravens. They didn't have to put themselves to the test. I feel like the 49ers faced the team that should be in the Super Bowl, in the Packers, and they beat them. They dominated them. They completely crushed their soul on the defensive end. Obviously the offense helped a lot, but I just think the 49ers are just so much stronger on paper, and their defense is just so good that, compared to the Chiefs, it's just an easy pick for me to go with them.
Yeah. Well, I guess there you go. Tyler's going with the numbers off paper. I'm kind of going more with my heart. We'll see how it shakes out.
I'm going with my heart too. I thought a lot about this, AC.
Okay.
I had to think about this long and hard. I want to pick the Chiefs. Your boy wants to pick the Chiefs, but I have to go with the 49ers.
You're losing sleep. You're turning over when you're sleeping. You're like, Jimmy G. No, Mahomes. No, I hate Andy Reid.
I wake up in the middle of the night. Travis Kelsey.
George Kittle. Wait, what?
What?
No, yeah. Hopefully it's better than last year's Super Bowl, because that was a stinker.
Oh, for sure. I feel like anything's going to be better than last year's Super Bowl, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could have Andy Reid streak through the middle of the field, and it'd be better than last year's Super Bowl.
Probably get better ratings than last year's Super Bowl as well. But yeah.
And plus you got to think, at halftime you get to see J-Lo and Shakira. Oof. Yeah. That's like my ultimate fantasy. My two favorite Latinas performing at halftime. Oh my God, I can't wait to see that. Hips don't lie. Oof.
Oh, sorry.
AC Weezy going back to his old Vine days on the twerk team.
I was hitting those moves right quick. I'm on tonight, no hips don't lie. No, it should be good.
So, I got the betting lines here for the Super Bowl. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you came up with a final score though for the game, but I'll give you the betting lines while you think of a final score. The current odds for the game, they have the Chiefs under 1.5 points. What do you think about that?
Chiefs are favored by 1.5.
Yes, they are.
So am I giving my betting prediction or my overall score prediction?
No, you're betting. Your betting prediction first, and then we're giving the overall score. They're giving the Chiefs a 0.5 point.
Yeah, no, I get that. So should I just bet on the line? Should I bet on the over, the under?
Well, I have the over-under next.
Okay, just first then, clearly the Chiefs, like I said, I don't even think this game, it'll be close for a little bit. In the end, I just think Mahomes and that offense is going to pull away. They're going to wear down that 49ers defense. they've had time to plan and prep for these guys. Bosa, all the other guys. But I don't know. I just think they wear them down in the end. I think they win by at least 10 points. I'm going to say.
At least 10. Wow.
Yeah.
I think this line's a little soft, honestly. I think that it's going to be within 3 points. But I think the 49ers, this is an easy pick. I mean, I think the 49ers get this. I mean,
this is pretty much like a pick'em game. I mean, setting the line at 1.5, like what's that?
I know, right? Yeah, and these are current odds. I mean, they started out at half a point. So I mean, granted, these lines are going to change as the week goes on, but I mean, like, exactly what you said. This is like a pick'em game. I mean, over under set at 54.5. Basically, that means that each team's going to score above 27 points, which, I mean, honestly, that's not that difficult for each of the teams.
No.
I think this is going to be a hard one to pick, but I'm a big man of always betting the over. I'm going to hammer the over on this one. I think there's going to be over 60 points scored in this game. At least I hope, for the sake of the Super Bowl, especially after last year's debacle. So I think this is going to hit the over on at least these current odds, at least.
I mean, that line is kind of screaming to take the under. That's pretty high. We'll see how it fluctuates during the week. I can see a lot of people, probably early on betting the over. Yeah, if it stays, I'll probably ride with you on this one. I'll pick the over. I think it will be a high-scoring game. If it moves, at least 2 or 3 points, I would probably swap to the under. But as it stands right now, I'd probably agree with you on that one and say the over. I think it'll be high-scoring. So.
My final score prediction, I'm going to go 38-31. I think the 49ers are going to have it by a tutter. So I'm going to go with the 49ers on that. It could be closer than that, but I do see it going over that line of the over-under.
Yeah.
I think they're both going to score in the 30s. I'm hoping for a very exciting game, obviously. I don't think the defenses are going to shut down the offense. I think the offenses on both sides are still really, really good. I think it's still going to be a shootout like people are predicting. At least I'm hoping, like I said, because last year I said the same exact thing and the opposite had happened. So
yeah. No, but you brought up an interesting something that got brought to my mind. I don't know if you had this planned at all, but prop bets for the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that planned, but I totally forgot about that.
I just pulled up.
What are the prop bets?
I just pulled up a little sheet real quick. I'll ask your opinion first, I guess, and then I'll follow it up with mine. Will Demi Lovato complete the national anthem in less than 2 minutes?
No.
No?
I think she likes to string things out a little bit. So I'm not an expert in music by no rights, but I usually find that the over always hits in the national anthem, though.
Okay. What do you think? Should we have a little friendly wager on this to see? I'm not sure who won. I think you ended up with the better overall record for the NFL season. Should we have a little friendly wager on our bets for the prop bets?
The prop bet winner gets $1.
I was thinking more along the lines of a kiss, but whatever floats your boat.
I'll do a kiss, and it has to be recorded. It has to be put on TikTok.
Oh, TikToks. Jeez. Tyler hit me the other night. He's like, bro, I came up with some awesome TikTok ideas. He sends me this iPhone.
I have the notes app open with like all the ideas I have.
Oh man.
You still haven't posted any of my ideas, by the way. Just saying.
Listen, I'm a busy guy. I got a busy schedule. I got to find time in my busy schedule to get in there and film because, I'm a guy who likes to plan my craft. I want to make sure everything's right. It's got to be to the best of my ability. So I need a little bit of time. But
let's just say if anybody needs TikTok ideas, look no further. I am a huge TikTok advocate now, and I have endless ideas. So just saying. Hit me up.
Shit.
Call me on my cell phone.
Call me on my cell phone. All right. You want to rate these down just so none of us have to go back and rewatch?
Yeah, I'm gonna type these out. So
all right, because I got this pulled up on the computer.
Prop bets over under national anthem.
This one I just have to agree with you.
I thought it was 156.
I mean, I don't know. This this is the Washington Post. No free
All
ads.
right, we'll do 2 minutes.
We'll just go off this. Obviously we're not betting on it, so it's just between you and I. This is one, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like you said, Demi Lovato. She's a little eccentric. She's a flair for the dramatics, and I definitely don't think she'll be able to complete this in under 2 minutes. The next one. What will the result of the coin toss be? Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads. All right. Well, luckily I wanted tails never fails. I was gonna oppose you either way, but I'll go with tails for that one. Will there be a score in the first 6 minutes 30 seconds?
Yes.
God damn it! I don't want to keep agreeing with you, but let me peruse these real quick if there's enough for me to oppose you.
Did you say yes or no?
I'm gonna go with yes. I'm waiting for my moments to kind of swap with your picks.
And maybe when I get to those moments, I pick the ones that you want. So
Correct.
Just saying.
Correct.
Why don't you go first then? Since I've gone first the last 3.
Okay. I don't know
That way I have enough time to type these out.
I don't know how many there are, but I'll do the next 3. How will the first points be scored? Either a touchdown or a field goal, safety. I'm going to go with a touchdown. I'm thinking Chiefs get the ball, they march right down, score a tutter, set the tone of the game. Mahomes to Kelsey, 27-yard touchdown. You heard it here first. Insane Games
that's
TV.
very specific.
Yes, I may be from Hot Tub Time Machine, and I know the future. As long as there's no squirrels covered in puke running around, I think we'll be good.
Austin's really hoping for that time where he could just like do the little the video that he did on Instagram that one time where he could go back in time and post that. I'm gonna go with a field goal though. I think the first, I don't know by who, but I think a field goal is usually what's always gonna be scored first to set the tone for the game. I don't think a touchdown is gonna be scored. I think the reason being is a lot of pregame nerves are gonna get in the way of that. But I do think a field goal is gonna be scored first. Next one.
Solid. This one's kind of a loaded question, I feel like. What will the jersey number of the first player to score a touchdown be? It's either 1 through 24 or 25 through 99. I feel like a majority of the skill position players are going to be in that 25 through 99. Like I just said, I believe it'll be Kelsey who catches the touchdown from Mahomes, number 87. So I'm going to go 25 to 99. Yeah, because technically, Mahomes throwing a touchdown doesn't count as scoring a touchdown. So pretty much 1 to 24 would have to be the quarterbacks rushing it in. I'm trying to think.
Or Tyreek Hill.
Or Tyreek Hill. Yep, that's a good one. I was trying to think.
I'm actually gonna go the opposite of you because of that.
All right.
Because you got Tyreek Hill, you got Emmanuel Sanders.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure some of the running backs have numbers under 25. So I'm going to oppose you on that one because I could also see Patrick Mahomes or Jimmy Garoppolo rushing it in. So that's always a possibility. Now, is this to score a touchdown first or to score a point first?
No, yeah, first touchdown. So for kickers, they don't count.
I just wanted I didn't hear the touchdown, so I just want to clarify. So
yeah, is McCoy 22?
McCoy doesn't even fucking play. I think he's 25 though.
25. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because that's who I was thinking of originally was the running backs, but like Mostert's 30, Coleman is 26, and then on the other side of the ball you got Darren Lee is their main guy, right? I think he's 26.
I don't know. The Chiefs run with a lot of weird running back.
I know
Damian Williams is 31.
Williams, no, he's 26, and then Darren Williams, I think is his name. The other
one of them is 31.
I don't know. Besides the fact, next one, who will score first in the second quarter? To kind of mix it up a little bit, if you will.
Is this touchdown or anything?
It just says score, so I guess we'll go with anything. I'm going to go 49ers. I think it'll be back and forth a little bit. In that first quarter, I think the Chiefs will come out first overall, score a touchdown. Like I said, Travis Kelce from the 27-yard line. But yeah, I think Yeah, it doesn't specify touchdown or field goal or anything, so who will score first in the second quarter? I'm going to go with the 49ers on that one. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the opposite. I'm gonna go with the opposite as you. I think the Chiefs are gonna score first, because I think they're gonna have the ball first after halftime, after they call head or after they call tails and the 49ers gets heads, like I predicted earlier. So we'll go with the Chiefs on that one because they're gonna need to create momentum since they'll be down in the first half. So
Okay. Next one is which.
this is all gonna be the opposite of what I say. This is how it always happens, but
It's how it usually happens. But hey, that's how it usually happens for me too. So it's gonna have to work out for one of us. We'll see which way it goes.
Yeah.
Next one, which I'll let you lead off. How many points will be scored in the first half? We have less than 26.5 or more than 26.5.
I'm gonna go less.
Less? Okay. Well.
And it goes back to what I was saying before. I just think there's going to be a lot of pregame jitters. There's a lot of players that haven't played in the Super Bowl here. I'm pretty sure almost all of them.
Okay.
So I think there's going to be a lot of pregame jitters that take away from the first half. I still think they're going to score, but I don't think it's going to be 26 points total for both sides. So I think a lot of the scoring is going to happen in the second half.
Okay, that was just what I was going to ask you, if you thought they might pick it up in the second half, because if they scored 26 in both halves, then they wouldn't hit that over at 53. Quick math, right? 52, is that correct? Okay, thanks. So yeah, I'll go against you on that one. I'll say more than 26 and a half. I actually think it's going to be the opposite of what you just said. I think these guys come out slinking. Come out hot, if you will. I think there will be a little bit of jitters. I think it'll be on the defensive end. I think both these guys, Mahomes, Garoppolo, they come out, they have solid first halves. They go back in the locker room at halftime, adjust their defensive game plans a little bit, and I don't think it'll be as many points scored in the second half. So I'll pick that over for the first half. Will the score ever be tied after it's 0-0?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, simple answer. I'm
not going to give you the exact score. I have a feeling it will be.
No, yeah. Didn't know if you were going to elaborate on it at all. Stuff like this, it's pretty serendipitous. But if I can put any logic behind it, I'm going to go with the fact that I think this game will be close for a little bit in the first half. They might go back and forth 7-7, 10-10. They might be tied after the first half, but I just think the Chiefs and their experience, Andy Reid, like Tyler said, he doesn't have the best track record in those big games, but he's had enough under his belt, and it's a big belt, So I think he'll be able to make the right adjustments, and they'll pull away in that second half. We got the next one. What will be the largest lead by either team? We got more than 14.5 or less than 14.5. I think
largest lead. I'm gonna go more than you said 14.5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go less.
I was gonna say, if you pick that, your logic is all over the place. You already picked the under 26.5 and you picked the over.
Well, I think isn't that possible? It's still possible. A lot of the teams don't score until the second half most of the time, anyways. So.
Right.
Are you going over or under?
You picked under. I'll go over. I think 14 is right at what I think the difference of the overall score will be. I think it'll be like a 42-28. So that 14.5, that's kind of a little bit too much for me. But just for our betting purposes, with our friendly wager, I'm gonna go with the more than for that one. I'll start this one. Will there be a touchdown in every quarter? Shoot, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to.
This is by both teams, right?
Well, yeah, either or. It just either team scores a touchdown in any quarter. I feel like the easy answer should be yes. So for that matter, I'm gonna flip it and say no. I think there might be a stalemate. Like I said, things kind of slow down in that second half. Maybe look for a 3-0, a 3-3 score in that third quarter, and then maybe we'll get some some drama in that fourth quarter. So I'll say no for that one.
I'm gonna, by your logic, then go with yes.
Okay.
just so I can go against you.
Yeah, makes sense. Will there be at least one missed field goal? This one should be pretty
In the
easy.
whole entire game?
Yeah, just it doesn't specify, so I think it's just talking about the whole game. I'm gonna go with yes. I feel like that's the easy answer, so I'm just gonna shoot
I'm
that
definitely
out there.
going with yes on that one for
All
sure.
right. I think I got one more to start. How long will the shortest made field goal be? Shorter than 27.5 yards or longer than 27.5 yards? Damn, I don't know. I mean, that's even shorter than a PAT, I think. What are those, 30 yards?
No, it's 25 or 30.
Yeah, I'm gonna say longer. The only scenario I can see a team kicking that short.
How many yards? How longer than 27 and a half?
Yeah. Because
Damn.
honestly, the only scenario I can see them, a team kicking a field goal shorter than that is if, to win the game. I think those offenses won't have any trouble scoring in the red zone. So for that reason, because I don't think it'll be that close of a game or ever come down to that scenario, I'm going to go with the longer than 27.5 yards.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna go shorter, and I think it's actually gonna be tied with my first score of the game as being a field goal. I think it's gonna be a short field goal because the team who's scoring first, aka who did I say was scoring first? I don't think
Tyreek
that's on
Hill,
there.
I think, right?
It doesn't matter for that one because that was first score and touchdown. So whoever scores first, they're not going to be able to punch it into the end zone, so they're going to kick the field goal. So it's going to be shorter than 27.5.
Okay. I'll let you start for this one. How many players will attempt to pass? More than 2.5 or less than 2.5? That's kind of an interesting question. I mean,
yeah, because you could have Emmanuel Sanders throw a touchdown.
Yep.
He's thrown one before. You could have Tyreek Hill who's thrown one.
Kelsey's thrown too, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, and the Super Bowl is meant for theatrics. A lot of the times they do these trick plays that, throw. You have these weird players that throw the ball. So how many players will throw the ball?
2.5. I mean, that's kind of tough. You need. Wait. Oh wait. How many players will attempt to? So I guess it doesn't specify. I think that's a collective. Between the two teams. So you got the two.
Yeah, it is.
So you got the two quarterbacks throwing. That's at least two. So just one person.
Basically, you just need one other person.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go over 2.5. I could see Andy Reid getting a little tricky on his side of the ball. Maybe even Shanahan. Shanahan likes running trick plays a lot. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately, hate to keep agreeing with you, but I think that's probably the easiest bet of the century right there. Like you said, the Super Bowl is kind of for theatrics. You had the Philly special a few years back. It might even be 4, honestly, because at first I was thinking like per team, but I think they both might try a little trickery. The Chiefs have run that wildcat formation with Kelsey at the helm when they're in the red zone. I could see him doing a little jump pass, maybe how Derrick Henry did, in the playoffs. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one and say more.
I mean, it's not like we've agreed with each other on a lot of things. I think it's only like 4 or 5 out of like 15. So.
Right. Yeah, for that one, like you almost want to like oppose you on every one, but I just don't want to get my, have too many losses in that category.
Collect them else.
So who will have more receiving yards? I'll let you stick with going first. Travis Kelce or George Kittle?
More receiving yards. I'm going to go with Kittle on this one. Only because I think that the 49ers need George Kittle more than the Chiefs need Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was kind of going to pick that, or hoping you pick Kelce, so I go with that. But just for to keep it interesting, I'll go with Kelce. Like you said, the 49ers definitely need Kittle to perform a little more than the Chiefs need Kelce, but he's still one of those guys, dynamic playmaker. You gotta kind of cover him. If there's a linebacker on him all game, he's gonna eat. That's gonna be an easy game for him. So I'll go with Kelce. I'll start this next few. Will Jimmy Garoppolo attempt at least 29.5 passes? I guess just to stick with my whole philosophy of how I think.
Here. How about this?
Yo.
How about pick like two more that you really really like?
Yeah.
Because we got to get into Wheezy's weekly winners.
Facts. Okay. I mean, which team will win the game? We already said that. We'll go with. Will Mahomes gain at least 30.5 rushing yards? To make it quick, I'll just say yes.
At least how much?
30.5 rushing yards.
Oh, that's easy. That's a guarantee. That's
Okay.
like the guarantee of the century.
Okay. Try to pick one we can flop on. I'll let you go first. Will there be a defensive or special teams touchdown?
Defensive or special teams touchdown? I'm gonna go special teams. God, I'm gonna go yes on this.
All right.
And I think it's gonna be the 49ers.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna go no, just for keep it interesting. Like I said, we got a little bit of a time constraint, I suppose.
Yeah, because we got the Dream Team coming up next for their debut, so we can't take them down too much.
I apologize, Dream Team.
So let's get.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
Let's get into some of Wheezy's weekly winners this week. While he's pulling those up, don't forget to check out last week's episode on YouTube. We got the edited version up live from Key West with Hannah, Austin, and I. And then follow us on everything, twitch.tv/InsaneGamesTV_. Catch AC Wheezy on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The dude's doing it all week long.
Man. I'm multifaceted, if you will. I got
and multifaceted.
Whoa, jeez. Kind of had to say that on air. God damn, baby. All right, I'm going to try to expedite this a little bit. We got Wheezy's weekly winners. Starting off number one, I have the NFL Super Bowl press conference security. I don't know if you saw the video, PFT, Big Cat. They tried to...
I did.
They're kind of like banned, I guess, permanently or indefinitely from doing that. Dave definitely is. But they kind of went a little bit more elaborate with their schemes and their disguise this year. They had professional makeup artists come in, made them look like old people. Big Cat, you can kind of tell who he was. They just kind of put a little bit of a wrinkle on him. Actually didn't look too much different than he normally does. But PFT, he was cracking me up, man. He had the old lady, the hair, just the whole get up, and his voice. I think within 2 minutes they had people on him though, so I guess it wasn't that good of a disguise. Number two, we got Bronny James, monster alley-oop in their most recent game. Sierra Canyon came out with the dub. LeBron was in person watching as the Lakers and Clippers game got postponed. And then on top of that, Sierra Canyon is sitting clean at second in the nation right now for high school basketball teams. And number three.
I don't know, before you get into number three, I don't know if you saw Zaire Wade's dunk and then the ode to Kobe Bryant where he pulled across his jersey across his chest like Kobe did.
I did. I saw that. That was a nice touch. Number three, I have duels. And a lot of you are thinking, what duels? When was the last time you heard of duels? I mean, we're in 2020s right now. In the news, it's circulating that Meghan Markle's dad has challenged Prince Henry to a legitimate duel. I don't think he was just talking about squaring up in the parking lot of an Applebee's. I actually think he wants to duel because he said he wouldn't even be able to get 10 steps. He would start to quiver and shake. I can't remember the last time I heard of a duel. Side note,
he's talking that ish.
He's talking that ish. He won't smoke, man. Prince Henry, that's on you, bud. But side note, little history lesson. Hannah and I are actually direct descendants of Aaron Burr, who is infamously known for killing Alexander Hamilton, an older president, in a duel. So that's just kind of a Wheezy's history fact of the day, if you will.
Wheezy's fun fact of the day.
Yeah, we might have to trademark that. Number four, we got incognito mode. I know you guys have got Google Chrome.
I've been incognito mode.
They got the incognito mode. You guys doing a little browsing on the black web, whatever, dark web. Avast antivirus has been selling highly sensitive information of their clients That's antivirus. Obviously, it's a desktop end user type of antivirus. And one of the things they've been giving out is your Pornhub searches.
Oh shit.
Next time you go into your next interview, you shouldn't be worried about what's on your Facebook. You should be worried about what you've been doing on that Pornhub, because they might have that info. And to round it out, number 5.
It was just today too. God damn it.
Dude, I know. I gotta step it up on that. Start getting incognito. Got the little hat on. Might have to wear that little.
Oh, what if you're incognito mode though? I'm Gucci.
I think you're good. I'm
That's what I always do then. Oh, thank
You're
God,
straight.
you scared the shit out of me.
You're straight. They won't be knowing about those toe fetishes or none of that. But number 5 for my Wheezy's Weekly winners, rounding it out, I have sick days. Super Bowl Sunday coming up, which I am, of course, boycotting this year. But I think they said that the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday is the number 1 sick day all year. Obviously, you got a lot of people. They're out there watching the game, enjoying themselves. You know, some parents, they're into their day drinking, which might carry on into a little bit. They see too many funny Doritos commercials. They shotgun a spiked seltzer or something. They're not feeling too hot the next day, calling in sick. So that's my number 5. And those conclude my Wheezy's Weekly winners for this week.
Yeah, I mean, going into the sick days, I mean, thank God the Packers aren't in the Super Bowl, or else your boy Yosoy, AC Weezy, would probably be calling out a sick day if the Packers lost for sure.
I'd be trying to go on paternity leave for a month after that, because I would just nonstop party, be fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, them joints.
Last time the Packers were in the Super Bowl, were you able to drink? I don't think so, right? It was like 2011.
I mean, was I legally able to? No. Had I ever accidentally taken a sip of alcohol? Allegedly. But no, not the last time they were in the Super Bowl, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Next year, mark my words, insane gamers.
Next year, Packers, Raiders in the Super Bowl next year. We're calling it here first. No Look Podcast. Tom Brady leads the Raiders to the Super Bowl next year. You heard it here first, folks.
Yes, sir.
But
apologize to the Dream Team for going over a little bit.
Yeah.
We had a good episode.
That's all for the number 1 podcast on Insane Games TV. Like I said,
Did I hear Tyler say that he is all about TikTok?
He's coming up with a lot of ideas
the TikTok
now. I'm pretty sure when I mentioned TikTok to him like months ago, like he shit on the idea. Like what is that all about? Like I don't do that. Like pretty sure I remember that conversation.
If you could pull up a clip, then I'll be surprised, but I do not recall saying those words whatsoever.
On TikTok?
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't have a video out. I have a plethora of great ideas for TikTok videos. It's just finding the right production team to put them to use, because they're so good. I don't want to drain them down with my poor editing skills, basically.
Tyler and I tried to make one in Key West, but it didn't really sync up with the sound, so it didn't end up getting published.
It was a great TikTok too. It was hilarious.
It was fire.
I almost got a concussion, but it was worth it.
Yeah, I'll have to show these guys a video of it. All right. Until next time, your boy Yo Soy.
Until next time,
man, goddamn.
Your man, goddamn. Love ya.
Peace. Love ya.
Come on, Dan. You gotta be ready for that shit.